Hello, everyone, and welcome down to episode 99 of the Down South Photo Show with me, Brendan Waits, here in Ocean Grove, Victoria, Australia. And the guy on your other screen or in your other ear, if you're listening to the podcast for the 99th time, it's Cam Blake in Hobart, Tasmania, Australia. Hello, Cameron.
Hello, 99, Brendan. That's pretty
99.
good. 99.
I've said that 99 times.
99 times? Is that that's Don Bradman-like?
That's right. We just need a single off the last ball of the over.
Was it 99.4? Was it
99.94?
94. Yeah.
Isn't that amazing? He needed one run in his final innings and he made a duck.
Yeah. He made a blob. And
pretty incredible.
He smiled the entire way off.
And they applauded him off like the gentlemen they used to be when they played cricket the English. Not anymore. Spirit of cricket, my ass.
We're not a cricket show, but you know what? The English cricket team can kiss my ass.
That's right. Yes, 99. So we're looking forward to the big 100 episode extravaganza, but not tonight. Tonight is a normal-ish episode of the Down South Photo Show. A lot been going on. Thanks for everyone for liking, subscribing, following the channel, all that sort of stuff, and for keeping Cam and I employed. No, we don't get paid for this.
Hydrated.
Hydrated, true. Entertained.
Do we actually do any normal sort of episodes?
No.
What is that normal episode? I don't know.
The intro is pretty common, pretty normal. Maybe I'll string together a greatest hits of the intros for the episode 100.
Maybe after 100, you got to change the intro to do something else.
I don't know. If you have got any suggestions for the Down South Photo Show after episode 100, then by all means send them in and we will read them.
That's a pretty amazing feat. I never thought, I must be totally honest, I never thought we'd do 100 episodes of this.
Well, we haven't yet, so let's not jinx
I know
it.
we haven't.
This is episode
I
99.
never thought we'd do 99 episodes
there
of this.
You go. Well, this is true. Exactly.
I didn't think it'd get past 12, to be honest.
No, this is true. Photographically speaking, Cameron, what has your week looked like?
Photographically, not much. Apart from today, we've had some storms rolling through Hobart. But apart from that, I have not done anything since we last spoke. I've just chilled out. I try and have as much chill out. Yeah, I try to have as much chill out time as I can in between little jaunts. So, just hanging out with the fam and doing stuff, getting slowly prepared for the next trip, which we leave on Saturday down to Franklin River. But yeah, not much. I think I went out and took some shots tonight and I'm a little bit disappointed. As I told you just before we got on air.
Wow. This could be a photography horror story. Who knows? But we'll save that for the actual horror story part of the episode.
Maybe.
Because
do that.
Because one B Waits over here has one for you. So we'll
a horror story.
Stay tuned, folks. We'll get to that a little bit later on in the show.
Right.
What else do we normally do? 686 subscribers on the YouTubes. Thank you so much for people who have hit that subscribe button, which is just sitting right there, guys. And we know that quite a few of you haven't, but that's fine. No pressure. If you want to hit the subscribe button, it's just there.
You know what's funny? Some people actively go out and say, I'm not pressing the subscribe button. I love the show.
That's right.
But I'm not subscribing because I watch it every week. Yeah, it's always like, just do it. Go on, do it. Press the button.
That's right.
Go on.
That's funny.
Be cool. You won't be cool unless you do it. But anyway, 686, did you say?
686 subscribers, which is,
nice.
As I say, no mean feat. Were you holding up a Down South Photo Show bumper sticker before, Cameron?
I was sticking it on my head. Yes, look at
that. Nice.
That's pretty good. Oh, that's good.
There are several vehicles in Ocean Grove that have them on the back of them, whether they like it or not.
Here's a story for you, which is a story without notice. I got a message the other day from someone in Bright having a bit of a go at me about stickers arriving on certain parts of properties in Bright and accusing me of doing it.
It would not have been us, that's for sure. We gave them out, but
that's what I said.
Not responsible once they leave our hands.
No, we put 500 of them on seats in the opening session thing. But I was a little bit taken back by the abruptness of the message.
Okay.
So a little bit of advice to people out there: if you're going to at least throw assertions at people, maybe make sure they're accurate.
Oh, yes. Oh, okay.
That's not a rant. That's just a bit of advice.
That's just factual advice for somebody out there. Nice.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
The mind boggles as to where they found it, but anyway, we'll find out eventually, I'm sure.
I did not stick one of those stickers anywhere, actually.
I stuck one on my bumper sticker. That's it.
Actually, I stuck one on my laptop
bumper
cover.
bar.
That was it.
Rather.
Yep.
There you go.
Yep. That's it.
Okay. Lesson learnt. Guess we don't hand out stickers anymore. If you would like a Down South Photo Show bumper sticker, let us know. Hit us up below. We'll send you one. We'll give you one.
Will we? Don't say that. How are we going to post them out, you idiot?
They're collector's items. Now you got to come and get it from either Ocean Grove Camera and Photo
or Hobart.
I'm sure they'll work fine. Now, just a little bit of further housekeeping. The November comp, as we know, was the October comp was run and won.
Yes.
And we are in the process of putting up the People's Choice on our Facebook page, which we
haven't done. I said I'd do it, didn't I?
That's fine. We will get there. There's no over hurry. I mean, we've got all of November to put that up. So stay tuned for that. There are some, just in case I didn't say it enough in the last episode, there were some absolutely cracking photos. So
it was.
Yeah, we really enjoyed those.
And it was a good month.
Yes, we also got a little bit of feedback on that competition as well, but that's a story for another day. Let's go backgrounds. I'm going mine first. Is that okay?
You go. You go first.
So as you avid listeners to the show will know that I got a new camera last week, which is the iPhone 15. And yes, it is a new camera. Well, it's got a camera on it. So technically it's a new camera, I guess.
Is it?
Anyway, I decided to finally put it through its paces last night. I went over to my favorite neck of the woods, which is Point Lonsdale. And we had the coolest conditions last night.
That's pretty nice.
Isn't that image worthy of more than just an iPhone shot? And that, my friends, is straight out of iPhone. That is unedited. That is just point and shoot. And we had conditions. The clouds rolled over. It was like a mist or a what do you call it?
It almost looks like a sea fog or something.
It was. That's what it was. It was like a sea mist or a sea fog rolled across.
Yeah.
And it completely blocked the sun, but it made for the most gorgeous light.
That little bit of light popping down where you can see the glow on the water. That's
reflecting
cool.
off the water. Yeah, it was cool.
It's very cool.
Just went over there, took the kids over, just wanted to walk along the beach, try the phone out, muck around. And we were over there for 2 hours. We just couldn't. We just stayed and watched the sunset, and the kids climbed up on the rocks. And it was great. We had a really good time. But super impressed with what the ye olde iPhone could do. Well, the newy iPhone could do. Cameron, I'm sensing your background might be somewhere up north.
Yeah, I got lazy because I didn't have a new background and my computer was going a bit slow. So this is another shot from Kakadu. I am sure that little pinnacle bit there has a name, but I don't know what it's called. We'll call it rock on end of region.
I wonder how many people who listen to the podcast just detest this part of it when we're showing off our backgrounds and they can't see anything.
Oh, let's just add it to the list of other things they detest about the whole show. Anyway, so this is just another one out of the helicopter. It's a really cool bit of rock there. I'm not, like I said, I don't know what it's called. And I'm sorry for that. But that was my little quick, let's put up a photo. It was just a cool flight. We had a lot of fun. We had the doors off in the chopper. It was good, nice and warm, and we got some nice conditions. So
love it.
It was good.
It seems to be like one of those places where it's. I mean, you've taken the mickey out of aerial photographers before, saying it's fish in a barrel and it's the easiest kind of photography there is. Well, there's another example right behind you. Not saying that you didn't work hard for that image, but it looked like it was served up to you on a platter.
Yeah, it sort of was, and I will still continue to take the mickey out of aerial photography because I think out of all the genres of photography we do, it's probably the one that serves up sometimes the easiest compositions, because you sort of like you're going past all these incredible places like, oh, there's a shot, or you can just do point down and shoot, patterns in the sand or the lakes or whatever it might be, and you can get nice shots there. So I don't know, maybe I'm just being arrogant or ignorant or both.
I think it was like episode 60 or something when we talked about it, and I think the conclusion we came to was it's easy because it's so different. It's an angle that you just don't get. You just don't get, when you're walking around, you're up in the air. So the perspective all changes and the imagery is unique.
What I find interesting about aerial photography is very rarely do you see, especially those top-down shots that people do, very rarely do you see something that's out of camera. Usually it's cropped to the buggery to crop in on a little bit of a spot. So it's almost like shooting fish in a barrel. Like, here's this cool overhead of a lake, bang, there's a really big shot of it. And when they get back to the computer, okay, where's the really nice composition? I'll twist it, I'll turn it, I'll edit it, and away they go. So I know I just find it, I don't know, maybe I'm just being ignorant, I don't know, but I just find it it can be a little bit easier than maybe what people make out to be.
Yes, and not everyone is able to do that, jump in a helicopter and fly like Superman.
No, that's right, and it's not cheap. Which is something else that I think makes it unique, is that people go, oh my God, I've never seen that before, because not many people have been in choppers or planes hanging out of a plane. So,
and this is why drones have exploded and become so popular, except in national parks where you are not allowed to fly them.
Which is most of the places around Australia. But anyway, we're not here to talk about aerial photographers.
No, we're not. No. We're here to talk about our main topic for discussion this week.
But hang on. Have we decided what the November comp is?
There is no November comp. We have a December comp. We have the People's Choice in November, and then we'll have it. So we have a comp every second month. Good to see you paying attention. That's right.
Jesus Christ.
That's how we work, the Down South photo show. No, we have not come up with a theme yet for the December comp, but that will come in a couple of weeks.
Because I know people are dying to know what the theme's going to be.
It's not going to be bloody water.
What about sky?
Yeah, we said that. No, it's not. No. It's not going to be that either.
All right.
No. What did you say? It's going to be two ants fighting on a leaf with
something stupid like that.
You know, you just know someone's going to AI that, and that's going to appear.
You know who it's going to be? It'll be Glyn.
You didn't even have to say it.
It'll be him. Or he'll have a picture of an ant on top of something.
Speaking of, quick plug, the Glyn Lavender Natural Lights portrait workshops that I'm running at Ocean Grove Camera and Photo, the January one has sold out. February 25, 2024, still has a couple of places available. So it's linked below, or go to cameraandphoto.com.au and you can book yourself a spot in Glyn Lavender's Natural Lights Portrait Workshop, which you will have a ball on, a full day of learning how to take portraits in natural light with one of the gurus of Australian photography.
A full day with Glyn Lavender. Bring some alcohol.
And you're paying for that. Interesting. No. That's a joke. No, he's awesome.
No,
he's awesome.
He is awesome. Just ask him.
He is. Our main topic, stop pixel peeping, ! Says Cameron. It doesn't help, and here is why. Cameron, this was your topic this week. I am going to handball it straight over to you. And
I feel like I'm a bit fired up. I got on here before and I was in a good mood. Now I feel like I'm fired up for some reason. I don't know. Stickers, just getting abused. I don't know.
Cracked a beer.
Crack the beer. Yeah, maybe I get angry. So stop pixel peeping. So what do I mean by stop pixel peeping? If I had $1 for every time I see someone take a photo and then straight look at their screen and zoom in and go, oh, it's not sharp, and they go again. I think we're doing ourselves a real big disservice if you are going to take photos and then pixel peep them on the back of your screen straight away. And the reason why I think that's a disservice is because what I've found is a lot of people don't realize that your screen also has a resolution on your camera. So it's not like a big, IMAX screen. It's not the same resolution as that. But what they do is they automatically just go to maximum zoom in on their picture, which no one ever does. Even on the bigger screens we've got here, when we're editing photos, we never go in 100,000% because it just deteriorates. And that's what happens on the back of your camera screen as well. So I noticed that with a couple of people over the last few months that they take a photo, even on a tripod, they'll go, oh, it's not sharp. And you're like, what are you talking about? It's not sharp. It's like there's no wind, there's everything. Let me have a look. And I'll look at it and I press play and I'll zoom in at maybe 100 or 200%. It looks fine. No. Look, you zoom all the way in, it's not sharp at all. It's fuzzy. I'm like, I think people are misunderstanding how that is deteriorating away from the image itself, is that they're just pixel peeping to the maximum magnification, which is actually just destroying the pixels that you're looking at. Really, it's just like if you're magnifying on your big screen to 1,000,000%, you'd see it start to fall apart. So this is why I don't think it helps, because people get discouraged really quickly when they look at the back of their camera and automatically zoom into the maximum magnification. They automatically think it's not sharp. They go back and do more shots, and then they get them back to their computer and they're zooming in maximum as well. And for some reason, they think they're going to be pin sharp when they're not going to be pin sharp when you magnify them that much. So I thought we'd have a bit of a topic, a chat about that, because it is something that people do a lot.
Yep.
We all pixel peep to a point, But if you're pixel peeping, and something else I noticed on some of the Canon cameras is that when you press play and you zoom in, it automatically goes to the most largest magnification factor on the back of the screen. You can adjust it, but out of the box, it's almost like you're magnifying to the maximum straight away.
Which normally that's not going to help you 10 times or 1,000%.
It's ridiculous.
It is. And I saw this a couple of times on the Mali workshop with one of the Sony users where it was, they were just magnifying it. You're exactly right. Going into a leaf like this on a eucalyptus, you know, and zooming right in and go, oh, it's not razor sharp. It's like, A, was it ever going to be? And B, do you want it to be razor? Like, does it need to be razor sharp?
Yeah. That's what I mean. Like, and the instant reaction to that is disappointment. People are like, oh, it's not my camera stuffed, or I didn't do something, or what am I doing wrong? Am I using the wrong
I'm not a very good photographer.
I'm not a very good photographer. I better give up and go buy an iPhone or something like that. So this is what we need to, if you're looking at images, like I look at my camera and I zoom in, I might zoom in maybe 2 or 3 clicks. That's about it. Now, if that's 3 times magnification or 4 times magnification, whatever it might be, that's about as far as I go. Anything further than that, I know I'm going beyond the realm of what we're going to see on a file. We're going beyond the realm of what we're going to see on a print. So my advice to people is either adjust your zoom magnification. Don't look at it at, like you said, 10 times or 1,000 times, whatever it might be. Just go in a couple of times and you'll see that, you know, the images, if they're sharp, they're sharp. If they're not, they're not. You'll know straight away. But if you zoom in 1,000,000%, everything's going to look like it's soft or not sharp. Mm-hmm. And all you're going to do then is just do your head in, thinking that there's something wrong with you, the camera, the scene, the person teaching you, whatever it might be, and you're not going to enjoy your photography. Stop pixel peeping.
Very, very good point you make. You know, and it's always, people sort of zoom in and, as you say, look at all the detail, but it's always to the detriment of their composition. So, you know, which as we say week in, week out, is numero uno, the number one thing you should be looking at, rather than looking at. And you're right. I mean, to some extent, you want to do just quickly double check and make sure that it's sharp enough, or that it's good enough. When you mentioned then about print, which is my area of expertise, looking at a print, the correct viewing distance on a print is 3 times its diagonal. So if you've got an LCD screen and you zoom into a factor of more than 3, so more than 3 times, then you're not going to see it at correct viewing distance. So let me put it to you that way. So another way to think of that is if you've got a print that's let's say 60 by 40 inches, which is which is a big banger. So 1.5 meters by 1 meter, a nice big print. Correct viewing distance on that is approximately 4.5 meters away. Think about that, folks. How many rooms in your house where you can stand 4.5 meters away from an artwork? Not many. No. So,
that's
our listeners probably heaps, but you know,
well, that's it. The amount of beer they're buying us. But you're right. Like, I think we need to, and I know we're only a small little show. I know we don't reach that far, or even though we are, again, the number 1 Australian photography podcast. Again, like, it's becoming a bit, a bit boring. No, it's not boring. We love it, but we need to get the word out there that people, and you know what, I've a couple of people I've had on workshops lately who listen to the show have come up and said, you know what, you're 100% right about printing. Like, we don't print. All we do is we take a photo, put it on a screen, pixel peep the hell out of it, and you go, oh, it's no good, and leave it in the hard drive or whatever. Mm-hmm. But when you print stuff out, I can guarantee all these people that are pixel peeping to 1,000,000%, they go, oh, it's not sharp. If they actually just took that file, gave it to you, and printed it out, and they hung it up on their wall 1 meter away from them, they would not be able to see sharpness issues at all.
Correct.
So we really need to start spreading the word around our landscape photography little community that sharpness is only one part of the issue, or one part of the formula of making a great shot. If you're not printing it, then you may as well not even be talking about sharpness, because it doesn't matter.
Yep. And if you want proof, we're going to talk about this a bit later on, but Sony released a brand new model camera today that is 24 megapixels.
Yeah.
So
that's the 14th model they've released this year, isn't it?
So if anyone wants to come to me and say, oh, the pixels are getting so many, 100 megapixels or blah, blah. No, that race was run and done a couple of years ago. And new cameras that are coming out now, manufacturers have realized that the sweet spot and the necessary pixel density is nowhere near as high as we thought it was going to be, because you can't discern the difference when you stand at correct, or when you view an image at correct viewing distance. Now think about correct viewing distance on your LCD screen. Well, that thing's what, maximum 3 inches across. So 9 inches away is correct viewing distance on your LCD screen,
which is what, that big?
Yeah. Well, yeah.
well, I don't know.
Go stop it.
I can't measure it. No, okay, stop. You idiot. Yeah, it's and exactly right. Like the megapixel race is won and done. Like it's over.
Yep.
Again, like manufacturers are getting to the point where they know, okay, we only need X amount of pixels.
That's right.
That's fine. And what we need to do as people that use the cameras, we need to let go of the reins a bit and say, you know what? My photos are good. They're sharp enough for what I need them for. I don't need to worry about zooming in and carrying on about it, because you're never going to get absolute perfect sharpness if you're zooming in 1,000%.
That's correct.
You're playing in a losing game. You're never going to get it. So whether or not you stack or you do whatever you want to do with fancy stuff, AI sharpening, doesn't matter. You can get the AI sharpening tool and sharpen up the sharpest photo and then still zoom in 1,000%. And guess what? It looks soft still. That's because right. you're just pulling apart the pixels. So
exactly.
Stop doing it. Don't worry about megapixels. Stop worrying about absolute sharpness on every photo you do, and spend all that energy that you do looking at the back of your screen. And like I said, put it into your compositions, locations, time of day, all that kind of stuff, because that's where you're going to get the best shots.
Use your screen to look at your composition. So
sure,
play your image back and have a look at it and make sure you've got your composition right. Don't zoom the thing in. Just make sure that the things fall where you wanted them to fall, and you're putting your best foot forward for your composition. And believe you me, your photography will skyrocket if you use that. Rather than zooming in on pixels. Again, more than 3 times.
Yeah. And I think one of the issues is, again, I don't know. I still don't know. We've been doing this for almost 100 episodes. I still don't know where we went from people buying cameras that was suitable to their skills and application of what they wanted to do, to everyone going out and just buying the pro camera straight off the top shelf.
Yeah.
Because as soon as you put a pro camera in someone's hands who's not a pro, they automatically think that, okay, well, one, my photos have to be super sharp because it's a pro camera.
Yep.
My camera will not miss a beat. Anything I ask it to do, it will do because it's a pro camera. And we set up all these false expectations of what the camera can do.
Mm-hmm.
And we're not paying any attention to what we have to do. We're thinking that the camera can do it all for us, and it's completely the other way around. The camera is just a tool, and we've got to tell it and show it how to do things.
That's exactly right. I can't jump on Cadell Evans's bike and win the Tour de France. It's just not going to happen.
No,
I've got
that's right.
Put the goddamn effort in, and that's really important. And we talk about this occasionally on the show as well, about looking at some older cameras that are 4 and 5 years old, jumping on eBay or jumping on Gumtree, and go and have a look, people. You might be pleasantly surprised when you can find a Nikon D850 full frame, absolute weapon of a camera for $1,000.
Yeah.
It's blowing my mind now. Look, we like the camera manufacturers. We would like them to be a bit more engaged with this show, to be honest. But when you look at some of the prices that they are putting on
ridiculous
cameras now, it's getting scary. Like, I won't name names, but there's been a couple of models of late that are literally $3,000 more than they should be. Not $3,000. They're like $3,000 overpriced for what you're getting.
But you know why? Because people keep buying them.
Because people keep paying it. Exactly right. So do yourselves a favor, folks, and jump on some of the Facebook Marketplace is actually pretty cool for it. I've been having a look around lately at what's out there. And there are cameras that are literally 5 or 6 years old that, 5 or 6 years ago were the cutting edge technology. And you can get them for a song, and your lenses will clip onto it, and away you go.
Yeah, it's a funny world, I tell you, with cameras and what we do, what people buy, and the amount of disposable income that apparently people have. Maybe not so much now that Melbourne Cup Day ruined everything for everyone again.
That's right.
but yeah, you're right. Like, yeah. And another thing I was going to say as well, yes, the what is it, Sony A9 or whatever's come out,
The new one, yes,
the
A9
new one,
Mark
the
III.
Mark III. That's a 24 megapixel camera.
Mm-hmm.
Some of the Canons are also 24 megapixel cameras. Do you reckon it's got anything to do with the fact that, if we look at the size of a sensor or look at the film size, used to be what, 24 mil by 36 mil?
Yeah, yes.
Something like that.
Yes.
Maybe, is there any correlation, do you reckon, between that 24 and 24?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah. I mean, I think it's just literally got to a point where, they worked out that too many pixels on an image, has issues, and that had to stop. It was actually, it reached a tipping point where it was actually it was detrimental for image quality rather than better for image quality. But what's happening now, of course, is the speed race. Now you'd seen this, well, I can do 30 frames per second raw files. Yeah. Well, I can do 60. Yeah. Well, I can do 120 frames per second, which is just ridiculous. We talked about spray and pray last week. Well, they're just making that easier for people to do as well. Yeah. Nobody needs a camera that can shoot 60 frames per second in full RAW at 24 megapixels. So, like, do you reckon
these camera manufacturers sit in the marketing room or design room and go, right, okay, we're going to bring out a new camera. Do we aim it to the old guy who buys every new camera that comes out, and, like, the whole dick measuring contest that he has with his mates at the camera club? Or do we aim it to the people that, are just getting into photography, but we'll tell them this is what they need to be an expert? Like, do you reckon they pick out their perfect client of who that camera is going to represent?
I tell you what they don't use in those meetings is technicians. They don't. No, they use marketers, and they use accountants, and they use people who do the budgets. Right. Yeah, they're the people that drive these companies because they're a business. They're there to make money. I get it. I mean, I run a business. You run a business. We're there to make money, and it gets frustrating for people like us because we see the wool being pulled over the eyes of the amateur or the enthusiast who falls for it. You're exactly right. They look at it and go, "Oh, I've got to have that." Like, that's
that's what I mean. Like,
there's features on these cameras that, it's nice to have. You'll use it once in a lifetime, and then you'll go back to single frame autofocus, center point metering, or center weighted metering.
Yes, you'll just go back to what works.
Well, what works, and which has been in a camera for 30 years.
Here's a question for you: when do we start doing? Yeah, another one. When do we start doing our show?
When did we?
Yeah, when did we start?
I want to say around June, July 21, something like that.
All right.
That's a guess, but I think so.
How many models do you think Sony's released since we started doing this show?
Well, this is good. Look, I know it's going to be a lot, so I'm going to say 8.
Higher.
12.
11.
Goodness me.
11 different cameras.
That's amazing.
In a year and a
2
half.
years. Yeah.
In 2 years.
Phenomenal.
Like, really.
Yeah.
I don't think Canon would be much better. Oh, Canon are actually a bit better.
But again, it's not not the technicians that are making the cameras. It's the marketing department that, and there's a reason why now there is a new iPhone every year, because they know that as humans we like the shiny new toys. And
that's right.
It's sad but true. But don't be fooled, people. Dust off your old. I don't know.
Here's a
D7000. There's a good camera.
Here's a parting thought for everyone. If you haven't mastered the camera you've got in your hand, don't buy the new one.
That's right. It's like that old thing where, I'm buying a new camera. Why did you lose yours?
Yeah. Yeah, that's right. Don't do it.
If you break it or lose it, sure, then look at a new one. But it's interesting, isn't it? As I say, we all like new toys, though, and we like to treat ourselves every now and then. But seriously, there is no need. Just because old mate down the camera club rocks up with his new A9 Mark III, and I'm sure it's a nice camera. Don't get us wrong, but
it's got a global shutter.
I don't even know what that is, and I know I should. And I think it's got to do with video. Is that right?
It's electronic shutter only,
right?
And it syncs with any shutter speed for flash work, and it does 150 million frames a second apparently.
That's a lot. It's probably not 150 million. I don't reckon.
Maybe 120 then.
But the flash syncing thing is interesting. Not that it really lends itself
that'll
kind of photography.
That'll help the amateur.
Well, it might help the macro photographer, but probably not even. I mean, I'm seeing phenomenal results with macro from cameras that are 10 years old. So yeah anyway,
that's right.
Whatever. Yeah, it's fascinating times.
Was there a moral to all that? I don't know.
I don't know, but it was definitely a crossover into the gear talk that we had lined up, and we've already mentioned the new Sony and plugged it hard for him. So check in the mail, I'm sure.
Yeah, but if you see on the notes there, I've said another Sony. How many models can one brand release for
we know 12 or 11 in 2
years. 11 models in 2 years. Like, get a grip. Like if someone keeps releasing model after model after model, does that mean that they're either not making the model right to start with, or like you said, they're just cashing up, they're just cash cowing. Every time they bring a new model out, they know that the Sony lovers are going to buy it. And
it's a beast, right? So, Canon put out their new camera. Nikon go, oh, okay, what do we got on the roadmap? Oh, we need to have this, this, and this. Olympus go, OM System go, okay, well, maybe we need to do this. It's funny. I always say this. I was like, where are we heading? What's next? What are they going to latch onto next?
What's the end? What's the end of it?
What do we need next? How long before we've got the perfect camera? Like, is there ever going to be one? Of course there's not, because they're going to twist it. They're going to not include this, but include that. You need this model to get that feature. And it can be quite frustrating, and frustrating for me as a professional, let alone our poor, enthusiast photographers that are listening along to the channel. Geez, we're on a negative tonight. We need to fix this.
Yeah, I don't know. We both got on here really happy, and it's just gone negative, hasn't it?
It's all right. That's okay. Sometimes these episodes happen.
we haven't had a good rant for a while. That maybe this is our rant.
This is true.
Sony, you can go.
That's right.
Beep.
That's
we haven't had a beep for a while, have we?
No, and that's all right. It sits there, just the little beeping sound. So don't do it now. Don't, because then I've got to scroll through, find it, listen, and then beep it out. It's not good enough. Can I once again ignore the second topic, because
sure.
I've got a little story for our listeners. How
now
can we go there?
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
You do have a story.
Yeah, I'm going to change my background because it's just talk amongst yourselves for a second.
Yeah, Brendan's going to tell us a story, ladies and gents. Grab yourself a coffee, get yourself comfy, grab a little blankie. Maybe that's a nice shot of the Aurora Australis.
It is. I've changed my background, people, just so I can have two backgrounds, because I didn't even shoot last week's background, so I thought this week I'd make up for it by having two.
Very nice.
There we are. That is Aurora Australis, as taken from the steps at 9W here in Ocean Grove. The line that you can see just above the horizon is actually a jet stream. It's not an artifact on my camera, which I thought it was, and you'll know why in a second.
I know why.
Right. So, okay. So this is Monday night this week. I knew that there was some Sunday night, might have even been Sunday night. There was some, I think it was Sunday night. There's some Aurora activity, and Cam and I are part of different Aurora Facebook groups and things like that.
No, I left.
You did? You had enough? Fair enough.
Enough.
Anyway, a message came up that basically just said, you cannot miss the Aurora tonight. It is huge. Just go. And this is about 11:15, maybe 11 o'clock. Look, it was Sunday afternoon, so I'd had a few beers and I was just sort of chilling. And then I'm lying there in bed thinking, right, if I don't go out, I've already got FOMO here. So God damn it, I'm going out. So I got up, pulled on a pair of shorts, a crappy t-shirt, a jumper, put my Ugg boots on. Why not? That's perfect footwear to head to the beach, right? And
Reeboks. Yep.
And said, goodbye, sweetheart. I'm going out to take some photos. So off I went. Anyway, got down to 9W, which we've taken people to on our one day.
Yeah, we have.
A great spot for photography. And, bleary-eyed, got my camera out, my tripod, put the backpack on, headed up. And just as soon as I got to the top of the stairs, thought, right, I'll take a test shot. I could already see the haze on the horizon. I knew it was there. You sort of, Cam, you can sort of tell.
Yeah.
Took a quick test shot. Hey, presto, bang, Aurora everywhere. Righto, it's on. Beautiful. So I then proceed to go down to the stairs to take this photo, which I'm pretty happy with. I think it's come up all right. I think the edit is terrible, just by the way, but that's okay. That's not the story. The aurora itself looks great, but the stairs in the foreground is anyway. I'll fix that at some point. They just look muddy. Anyway, I'll fix that at some point. Anyway, so you got to remember that this is pitch black, folks. There ain't no moon. There's nothing. So the conditions were perfect for aurora. So I wandered back up behind me a couple of little flights of stairs, and I put my tripod down with my Olympus OM system OM5 and my 8-25 lens. So
that's a nice lens.
Thank you. Yes, I love it. So maybe $2,500-$3,000 worth of equipment on an Manfrotto 055 X Pro B tripod camera, which weighs, I want to say, 5 kilograms, maybe more.
Yeah, that's a beast of a tripod.
They are hefty.
That's overkill for the OM5.
I do love that tripod, though. It's my favorite tripod, so it goes with me everywhere. So I sat it on the top of the stairs, turned to take my backpack off, looked and could just see my LCD screen disappearing as the camera toppled forward with the tripod attached to it. The sound it made was like a death rattle. It sounded like someone dropping a bag full of soup cans down the stairs or something. It was horrible.
And what did you say? Yeah, I'm going to put my hands up so you know when to beep.
Yeah, there was some language, folks, that would have made a Wharfie blush. It wasn't. I'm not proud of what I said. Anyway, thinking the absolute word, and again, I couldn't see. I had to turn my iPhone's torch on so I could find my damn camera.
Was it not crying or in agony down there?
And I've looked down, and here it is, crumpled at the bottom of the stairs, just upset and just not looking good at all. And I got down there, and I've sort of picked it up, and I could hear a rattle. I'm like, oh, here we go. So I shined the torch on it. Now, what had happened was the camera had fallen forward, and the thing that took the first impact was my lens hood.
Lucky you had the lens hood on.
Absolutely. And it snapped the lens hood clean in half and pushed the lens hood further up the lens. So the impact was pretty decent.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
And so at that point, the LCD screen was still on, and I've checked it and everything was working. So I'm like, okay, maybe I've dodged a bit of a bullet here. That's not too bad. Now, of course, when you're shooting aurora, I shoot in manual focus, just focus to infinity and all that sort of stuff. So I thought nothing of it. Set it all back up, and I'm like, oh, okay, I've lost a lens hood. I can live with that. That's fine. Continued to shoot auroras. Got back home 1 o'clock in the morning. Went to the shop the next day, and then realized that my lens no longer autofocuses. God damn it! So I've basically broken the autofocus motor in that lens. So
wow, that's a good effort.
So yeah, it wasn't bad. The quote so far is $600 to have it repaired. So
is it insured?
It is insured. So I'm going to have to chase it through insurance. Which
you sure the camera's not broken too?
That's right. It might be. Unfortunately,
and the tripod.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah,
the 150 to 400 that was attached to the front of it.
I think my neck hurts a bit too.
Yeah, I think you've done at least about $10,000 worth of damage there, mate.
Yeah, that's right. So well, yeah, folks, that little photo right there. Yeah, expensive, but that's okay. Hey, look, it's all part of. I wear it like a badge of honor. I know that I'm using my gear at least. I also know that I'll probably not do that again, but I probably will, knowing me.
You know what I've noticed over the years? That people that drop their gear and break their gear go, oh, at least I'm using it.
That's right. That's how we justify it.
Instead of turning around and saying, I'm a dickhead, I just dropped $4,000 worth of gear.
Yeah.
A funny thing, did you
hit
it
with total dickhead? I know.
Yeah,
but hey, I got to make myself feel better somehow.
Did you hit it with the backpack? Is that what you said? Like you hit it, the backpack hit it on the way around?
No. What happened was, so you got a tripod, 3 legs, obviously. 2 of the legs weren't completely out. So when I sat it down, it was weighted towards the front, and it just went over on itself.
Just went over
because I very loosely folded it up to walk up the stairs. I just grabbed it, sort of thing, to take it up the stairs, and I bent the legs in a bit. And you can't see; it's nighttime, so I sat it where I thought it was fine, and it just goodbye.
Because I've seen it a few times now. So here's another little tip for people. If you're taking photos, you have your backpack on and you're doing photos on your tripod or whatever, take your backpack off and put it down, because the amount of people that spin around with their backpack and the backpack collects the tripod.
Yeah.
I've seen it a dozen times, and
if you're coming
it never ends well.
If you're coming into Ocean Grove Camera and Photo, take your backpack off as well. The amount of people that have knocked frames off my wall with their backpacks.
Yeah. Jesus.
But anyway, that was a fun story. I got the photo. It's gone on to be one of my most liked and shared photos on Facebook, which is pretty cool. But yeah, it was an experience. So yeah, just getting back to that, the streak of light of dark you can see there.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
I was concerned that there was I'm looking at it going, what is that? Is that I pixel peeped? I'm like, is that a crack in the lens or something? And I was, and then I realized that it was a jet stream from much earlier in the night, and it had just gone that darker color against the aurora. So
yeah, well, I didn't get it. I don't go out for auroras much anymore. But one thing I do is I always take a head torch, and I always make sure that I give myself plenty of space around things.
Yes.
Because it is, like I said, as soon as and the one thing it does is when you look at your screen, when you review a picture, it's like, God, that's bright. And then all of a sudden, you're blinded for a couple of seconds after you see the replay. So you can't see what's going on. Usually your eyes will adjust a bit, but yeah.
Yeah. And it was funny because, look, it could have been, I was a bit fatigued. It could have been, the fact that it was midnight. I had Ugg boots on. I was on the beach. I don't know. But I lost my mind a bit because I was looking at the photos. And I'm like, they look great. And I just thought, well, I'm here. The aurora's hanging around. Let's experiment. And so I started mucking around with my exposure times to peel the ISO back a little bit because, running on a micro four thirds sensor, they are prone to a bit of noise, even though you can clean them up, blah, blah, blah. I decided, let's see what happens at 800 ISO, but at 60 seconds exposure. And what do you think happened, Cameron?
It's probably blurred the stars a lot.
Correct. So straight away, I got little lines because I'm like, how long have you been doing this, man? You know that's what's going to happen, but it still happened. Because I was more sort of chasing the color, rather than thinking about the stars. Mind you, sorry, just to bang on about that photo, but that's the Southern Cross right there as well. I thought that was really cool.
It is too.
Having the
and it's pointing south. That's good.
It's heading. Yeah, that's right. So this is basically, if you fast forward this, that moves this way and then back up into the sky up here. So
we'll see that see just that big glow light. Yep. That's my house.
Yeah, it is. That's right. Exactly. That's you having an idea. I might go out and shoot the aurora.
No, I'm going to bed. I wake up every morning after aurora. I'm like, and it's just the same stuff. I'm like, oh, here we go. 2 days of aurora stuff. And
I get it though. I totally get it.
It's great fun.
It's a phenomenon that people love to photograph. And I do love seeing, so I'm on Aurora Hunters Australia. Jump on Facebook, search it. That's all there. You can join that group. It's pretty cool because a lot of amateurs do get on there, and I don't mind offering some advice if people ask, hey, I shot this photo. How come it doesn't look like yours? Okay, well, what settings did you use? And you go through and you help them out. It's great. And you always do get that feedback from people. That's not what the aurora looked like. That's not what I saw. It's like, no, because your eyes can't do a 30-second exposure, you moron. But you can't say it like that, can you?
Yes, we are in a shitty. We are got shit on the liver today, haven't we? All right, let's change it up, shall we? Let's be a bit more positive.
Okay, sure. What do we
pick a topic
about? Deer cam.
Let's do deer cam.
Let's do deer cam. Well, this is from Tracy. Tracy didn't say where Tracy's from.
No, it doesn't say where Tracy's from.
That's okay. We just like knowing where people are listening from. So thanks,
Tracy. From there must be a place called Tracy in Australia.
Sure. Tracy from Udnadatta. That'd be weird. That'd be awesome, actually. I have a deer cam question, which may be best answered by Brendan. Well,
cool. Okay. I'll set this one out. I'll read it.
You better read it then. So hello and welcome to Dear Brendan for episode 99.
Dear Brendan, 99, 98, 99. I have a Dear Brendan question, best answered by Brendan. I have about 10 rolls of film, exposed 35mm film that I've never developed, color and black and white. They would have to be at least 10 plus years old, and I have no idea what is on the film, but I would like to have them developed, as there could be some good memories on there that I've forgotten. Given the age of the film, is it worth having them developed, or am I wasting money as the quality would have deteriorated too much over time? Love this show. Cam's better than you at doing Dear Cam. You guys are a hoot. I just chucked that shit in. And I always get some takeaway out of each episode. Thanks, Tracy from Unadilla.
Yeah, she is.
Maybe she's from Mount Tracy in Queensland. I don't know.
No doubt.
So, Brendan, if film is old, should you waste money developing it?
Yes, you should. Go get it processed, Tracy. Thank you. That's been Dear Cam for episode 99. Yeah, 100%. Go get it processed. The only time where you might battle is if you know for certain and for sure that your film has been exposed to high temperature for a long period of time. So, for example, if it's been sitting in a garden shed in Unadilla where it gets 48 degrees in the shade, it's probably stuffed. But if it's been kept okay, so it's been in a drawer inside your house in relatively moderate, climactic conditions, so, from like somewhere in that comfort zone that we all like to live in, it should be totally fine. I've processed film a lot older than that. I've actually exposed film a lot older than that too. Expired film, I don't know. Expiry date reminds me of when they put expiry dates on pillows. It's a marketing thing, really. I mean, film will last a long time if it's looked after correctly.
Yeah, that's right.
So, that's why really serious film photographers keep their film in the fridge. Stuck it in the fridge. You'll look after it for even longer. But Tracy, please do not throw that film away. Send it to me. I'll get it processed for you. No problem at all.
Free of charge.
No, not free of charge. Here's the caveat and the catch. And Tracy pointed this out. Am I wasting my money? By gosh darn it, films got expensive. Processing a roll of 35mm film, just normal C41 processing, is now around $30 for a roll of film.
That's ridiculous.
I know.
It used to be like $9, $12.
$7.50, I remember, with a free roll of film, replacement film. But then again, I'm a little older than you. True. Yes, you've got 10 rolls of film. It's going to cost you $300, but I don't know. I mean, you might uncover some absolute gems. And I've seen it before where people come in with old rolls of film, and it's quite emotional when they're looking at their photos because, there might be, definitely a long lost relative that's on this roll of film that you haven't seen a photo of for 20 years. Who knows, or a treasured family pet or something like that. I love film. I think film's amazing. I think it's one of the best inventions humans ever came up with. I love the romance around film, and particularly this stuff, the old film. Tracy, do yourself a massive favor, even if you have to drip feed it and get one or two,
that's right,
rolls processed over the 6 months or whatever. I think that'd be a lot of fun to sit around with the family. Don't look at them. Sit around with the family and look at them. Well, actually, maybe don't do that because there might be. Anyway. And the other cool thing is what we do now with our film processing is
I was just about to say this.
To get prints. We can send you the digital files. We just send you a Dropbox link with the files of the high res scans. You don't even need to keep the negatives anymore. Tracy, by all means, you can
put them on a big screen and view them all together.
Have a slide night.
See, that's something I miss, a slide night.
Yep. And you know why you miss it? Because it's on our phones and we all flick through it, and it sucks.
Yeah, I think I was thinking a couple of years ago of actually doing like a proper slide night down here in Hobart, get a town hall and actually not just digital prints, like actually go out and shoot a whole heap of slides and get people to come and do it. I never did it, but
would you like a slide projector, Cameron?
I've got one. I've got two.
I've got several.
I have a couple.
They're fantastic things. They're incredible pieces of equipment.
Somewhere. They're great
Absolutely awesome.
And you know what? It's like, we used to say in the episodes where the thing that misses in cameras now is the wind.
Yes.
The thing it's missing when you're looking at photos now is the and the whole noise of the cassette.
That's
going.
Right. Yeah. Oh, granddad, you put the slide in upside down.
Upside down. Oh, yeah. Yeah, upside down. Or, you're back to front.
I love it. No, you're right. And it is something really tactile. It's missing from photography these days is the good old fashioned slide night.
Well, I reckon together with our little community, maybe we should do it down south. So slide light.
I want to know if anyone here, who anyone's who listens to the show, remembers slide nights, but also if anyone still has them. Like, it's so cool.
Yeah.
But like,
I can say now,
hang the bed sheet up on the wall and
yeah. The last slide night I ever did was after I did the first trip down the Franklin River, which is funny because I'm going down it later this week.
There you go.
And it was with the guys that we did it the very first time with, and it was at Mum and Dad's house. And we had a brand new painted wall and the extension out the back there. And we put I took all the slides that I'd taken, about an hour slideshow of all the shots we did. Fantastic. It was great fun. Awesome. Yeah, it's something we need to do.
Yep. There you go. Thanks, Tracy, for that question. If you have a Dear Cam question, by all means, send it in. Imagine having your Dear Cam read out on episode 100.
Well, that's got to be worth.
That's a feather in your cap. That's going to be worth just the kudos alone.
I think we need to float out some ideas with people, or get some ideas floated by people as to what we do next episode. If you've got an idea that could be pretty cool or a bit different, or somehow how we should celebrate our 100th episode, chuck it in the comments below, or email us at cam@tasphoto.com.
I know who'll have ideas. Our number one ticket holder. He'll have ideas.
Oh, well, I don't know if he's number one anymore. I don't see a beer there.
Okay. I didn't see that.
Let me just double check. But
who have donated beers? Speaking of this week, Cameron.
I'm just going to go back and have a look just to double check.
If you would like to donate a beer while Cameron checks, it is dsps.com.au. You can jump on, and there is a little button there that says "Buy us a beer." And by all means, you don't have to, but if you would like to. I actually tipped into someone's little what do they call it, like donations page this week, and it's actually someone who I am really hoping might accept our invitation to come on the show. So
how is that going?
The doors of communication are open. Is that what you say? The lines of communication are open with this gentleman who I think is a wonderful YouTuber and does fantastic stuff. Anyway, we shall see. Who knows?
Okay, I'm looking forward to that. He should come on for the 100th episode.
That would be pretty special. Anyway, we'll talk.
Anyway, we have one donation of a jug of beer, not just a beer,
a jug of beer. Thank you, Neil F. I know who you are, and Cam knows who you are as well.
We know who Neil is.
I was speaking to Neil today. Neil is off to Africa.
That's right. He is.
Tomorrow.
Oh, wow. So, well, he'll be listening to this on the plane.
He said to me he'll be listening to this when he's in Africa, notwithstanding dodgy internet connections, but who knows? So, Neil, I hope you're having a great time with your lovely wife, Jenny, over there in Africa, and getting all the photos your heart desires, because
we should.
One thing Neil is enthusiastic, and we love that in our listeners.
We should have given him all these to take and stick on all the
planes.
On the planes, on the windows, or all around the cabs, and
put one on the back of a safari truck.
Whatever you do, just don't stick them on things in bright. Apparently, that goes down not well.
Like a wrought iron hang glider.
Right.
Yeah.
Yes.
So, Cameron, 99 episodes in, what's coming up for you after this coming week, after this episode?
After this episode, when this episode comes out, I'll be starting what I think will be my final journey down not because I won't come back from it.
Heard that before.
Yeah, this will be, I'm planning this to be the last Franklin River trip I do. It's just getting a bit harder to fill the trips up each year. Customers are not so inclined to do crazy adventures that I do. So we're heading off on Saturday. So this is the day after this comes out. Myself and that other guy who we don't mention on the show anymore. No, he doesn't get a mention.
Does he even do a podcast anymore?
I don't think they do. I think between you and I, controversy. I think they've had a bit of a falling out.
Okay.
Yeah, something to do with measuring devices, and it didn't end well, apparently. Which I can understand. You can't have two people like that in the same room for too long, because that's why I
say all of us.
Yes. So I'll be going down to Franklin, and then when I get back, we'll do our 100th episode.
Yep. How exciting. I'm looking forward to that. That's going to be cool.
I think it's great. I think we've done an amazing job, mate.
I think it's been a lot of fun for something that started literally as a COVID project. Folks, do yourselves a favor, just even if you've just got a spare minute, go back and watch any of the first 10 episodes. They are so rough. It's brilliant. It's almost funny how bad they are. So thank you for sticking with us for 99 episodes, but we will wax lyrical about that when we get to the 100th. I I just want to, I plugged earlier Glyn's workshop. I also want to plug our workshops, dsps.com.au. Jump on, click on the workshop link, have a look, folks. Cam has really just gone to town on putting the workshop packages together, and he's got the Murray Mallee workshop. He's already up for 2024. So in October 2024. So come along on that one. We have places still available on the Great Ocean Road workshop as well.
Is everything up to date? I don't know.
Anyway, we're soon.
Oh, it is. I'm just looking now.
Yep.
Yeah. So Great Ocean Road's got 4 places left. We've got a couple of single day workshops in January 18th and 19th.
I'm glad you mentioned those. Particularly January 18, I believe, has 19 has the more spots available.
Yeah, 19 has probably 7 spots available, 6 spots available. Yep. Let's go. And then
come down to the ballerine and take photos with me and that guy on the other screen or in your other ear if you're listening to the show.
And the Murray Mallee one, that's still a fair way away, so that's fair enough.
Yeah.
Hey, well, I just had a quick look back to episode 1 to 10 on our little YouTube thing.
Yes.
You know what stands out more than anything?
What's that?
Is that you're not 16 by 9.
I'm in 4-3. Yeah,
it's hilarious.
It was a running gag for quite a while.
It took forever, didn't it?
I milked that really well. I was happy with that.
And then episode 22, there's another guy on the screen. Ash
Hughes.
Oh, yeah. What's he? Geez, he looks young in that video.
I reckon he's aged over the last 12 months as well.
Jesus, hasn't he? What?
He has had quite the adventure. And I think when you're away somewhere in the future, which will happen, I'll get him back on the show to talk about his excellent adventure around Australia with 2 kids. Oh, and his lovely wife, of course, but two kids in the car with him as well. Fascinating to know how that went. The photos that he's getting are absolutely brilliant, of course. Yeah,
it is good. But anyway, it is good viewing.
Yeah, we will talk about him another time. Right. So get ready for your Franklin River, Cam. Enjoy that.
Yep. Yes.
And we'll see you on the other side. Fingers crossed.
Yeah. I must admit, I do get a little bit nervous going down this river, but
what's the weather shaping up like?
Wet.
Oh, don't ask. Okay.
Leeches every night. It doesn't look like it's going
to. It seems to be when you go on a big adventure, the weather turns.
Yeah, I know. I know that. It doesn't look like it's going to bucket down. It looks like just bits and pieces. So,
okay.
As long as the river stays at a nice level, I'm happy. As soon as it starts getting big water, that's where I get a little bit nervous and a lot more cautious about what we're doing. But we're in very good hands with the Franklin River Rafting Company. So. Yes. It should be a lot of fun. We've got a good little crew coming along, awesome. And we will hopefully have some beautiful photos to show when we get back.
Sounds fantastic. All right, awesome. This has been episode 99 of the Down South Photo Show. That's it. That's the podcast. We will see you for episode 100 sometime in the future,
or not. For now. Maybe we might have just pulled the pin on this. We'll see you next episode.
Talk about an awesome cliffhanger. Enjoy. See you guys. Bye.
See you guys. Bye.